Warning, you are about to take a tour of my opinion. If you can't handle that, that's entirely your problem. I don't care. Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons. Today's Monday, the 18th, wow, the 18th day of April, the 18th day of VEDA already. This month is going by really quickly, but then again, I probably said that last year as well. Well, it's true, anyway. So, my opening skit was yet again a warning that this is about my opinion, and if you can't handle my opinion, then why are you watching my opinion? So I must be getting ready to talk about the next chunk of my Eurovision Top 43 for this year. And, yeah, apart from the whole my opinion thing, there's not much more intro I can give. Now, so far, most people have actually been really supportive and really kind and really civil and really nice about this Top 43. There's always been one or two, I'm not really sure what the right word is, but they've expressed their dissent, and really, you can't just accept that someone disagrees with you. Okay, no, that's totally mature. But most people have been really nice and civil, and I've got to praise that, because maybe it's just the people who like my videos personally, but there's a real sense of maturity here that is usually completely absent in the Eurovision fandom, so I must praise you lovely people for that. Not that I ever doubted you, but, you know, I was worried. Go right ahead and put your own personal top 43, whether it includes the countries I've mentioned yet or not, in the comment section of this video or the other videos where I've done my Eurovision top 43 for this year, and at the end of the month, I may well combine everyone's top 3s into one mega top 43 to see who the TessHex fandom winner is. I've been doing that so far, and it's been really interesting so far, so if you want to join that, then please go right ahead. I welcome your opinion, because unlike some people, I am accepting of other people's opinions. Patronizing smiley face. Anyway, enough waffly intro, let's get on with positions 21 up to 11, so 11 songs, making up the upper mid-table of my top 43. In 21st place, some people might not like the fact that I've put this so low, but MALTA, Irolosko, Walk on Water. Now, put down your torches and pitchforks. This entire, everything from here upwards, and to an extent from the last video as well, it's almost interchangeable. Certainly the order of positions 11 to 21 are almost interchangeable. It's really close. So at this point, I'm distinctly saying, I like this song, here are the reasons why. I like this song more, here are the reasons why. Rather than, I like this song but, or I don't like this song and here's why. So, Walk on Water, yeah, I like it. It's really modern, it's really current, it's a really chart-sounding song from Malta, and I was genuinely surprised that it would come out sounding like this, because Chameleon, the song chosen from the national final, that was very, very mid-2000s or earlier. And as Walk on Water proves, Irolosko is capable of better than that. And, well, she's got better than that. Walk on Water is arguably the best outcome for Malta this year. So I look forward to seeing where they finish on the scoreboard, because, I mean, she's gonna qualify, let's face facts, let's not delude ourselves. Plus, it's a Molly Pettersson-Hammer song, or at least Molly Pettersson-Hammer wrote it, and I like her music. Yes, her Melodifestivalen song from this year wasn't that great, but I think this more than makes up for it, honestly, so yeah, it's a really good song from Malta. In 20th place, Zoe Straub representing Austria with Loin d'ici, which is a title that a lot of people either can't spell or can't pronounce. A number of times I've seen it, I've heard it being pronounced Loin d'ici, or Loin d'ici, or spelled Lion d'ici. It's not that difficult. It's literally 8 letters. Honestly, this was my second favourite from the Austrian national final. I was very solidly Team LEV, because, okay, I'll Be Around Bounce was a lot more Eurovision and Eurovision only, not quite as chartable. Then again, Loin d'ici isn't quite chartable so much as it would find a home in, maybe not nightclubs, but, you know, places of evening recreation and possibly drinking, that sort of environment. So I could totally imagine people dancing to this and people enjoying this in the right context, so it does sound like a real song, and I got to give credit for that. I do worry that the refrain is a bit repetitive, but Zoe has so much personality, and she really brings the song to life, and she has great plans for her staging, so I do like it a lot. It's catchy, it's an earworm, it's fun, it's pretty, it's got a pretty background, it's got a pretty atmosphere, it's got a pretty singer, if you don't mind me saying. So, yeah, Austria. Good for you. In 19th place in the list, Manuela Brečko, or just Manuela, representing Slovenia with Blue and Red. Very Taylor Swift. That's really the extent of what I can say. I won't deny, I do like Taylor Swift's music, especially, well, not especially her older stuff, but I'm not saying I don't like her more stuff. The point is, I like Taylor Swift's music, and this reminds me of that. I'm not saying I like Manuela because I like Taylor Swift. It's just, Manuela's song appeals to me in the same way that Taylor Swift's music does. Plus, she's got the same kind of image going on. It's a nice song. As I said in my review, it fills me with a sense of fake nostalgia, really. Like, nostalgia for an event that hasn't actually happened and that I have no actual memory of. So, it makes me feel, which I think is a really good thing for a song to do. For it to make you feel things when you didn't have feelings going into the song. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's certainly a very well executed song. I still worry that it's probably going to get left behind because, I mean, for one, the vocalization is probably not going to, like, it's going to make the song sound a bit more tired than it actually is, and so I think it's going to get left behind. But it'd be nice to see this one do well because it makes me feel. In 18th place in this list, and again, people are going to hate me for putting this so low, but Russia, Sergei Lazarev, You Are the Only One, or Yatu for short. I think it's overrated. I'm just going to throw that one out there now. I'm not going to say that it's obscenely overrated, but it's my 18th place, and to see everyone else hyping up and saying, oh, best song ever, definite winner, that doesn't really inspire good feelings in me, because I like it. I think it's an okay song. I don't think it's the best song this year by any means. Not lyrically, not musically. Okay, Sergei has a lot of charisma, and evidently he's got good plans for the staging, judging by the music video, but it's nothing I haven't seen before. It's nothing amazingly brilliant. It's okay, it's fun. I think my younger self would like it more than I do because, oh, it's bouncy, fun, pop, yay. I don't understand why it's been so highly rated. I know the fandom has wanted Sergei Lazarev to represent his country for years now, and I feel like perhaps some of the rating of this song is just, oh, yay, they're finally sending Sergei, and not by judging the actual song. I don't know. It's an okay song, but it's not worthy of the hype that it's getting. And it's really frustrating to see it constantly topping the OJE. I don't even understand why the OJE vote gets so much press, attention, and value to appear on the Wikipedia page for this year's Eurovision. I'm just worried that it's going to get a load of points this year in the same way that Sweden got points last year. Not for the song, not for the performance, but for the background, the bluster, and the singer's face. And that's not fair, because it's the Eurovision Song Contest, not the Eurovision Bluster and Face Contest. So I'm just saying, give all the other songs a chance, because this song is on the same level as the others. It's not better. In 17th place on this list, Israel, Hovi Star, Made of Stars. I've seen a lot of backstage footage of Hovi, and he is an absolute darling. He's just a really nice person backstage. Of course, I did just say, vote for the song, not the person, so I can't say Israel's 17th because Hovi is bae, oh my god. No, he's a really nice person, he's really likable, and the song that he's got is actually really beautiful. It's a surprisingly good reinterpretation of the song that he was originally going to send, and apparently this is a better reflection of his own personal musical style, and I could totally respect that, because that means that the emotions that he's singing with shine through all the more. He bears his soul much more clearly through this version of the song, and this version of the song is beautiful. So, it's a lovely arrangement, it's really good lyrics, conveyed by someone who really believes in what they're singing, in a really, is charismatic the right word, or panacheful, is that a word? It's performed by someone who is really behind their song in so many ways, and I can respect that, because it shows. In 16th place on this list, the country represented by a really unwieldy list of people. Dalal, Dean, Anna Rutsna, and Jala representing Bosnia and Herzegovina with the song Ljubav je. I like the song more than I was expecting. Now, I did say in my original review that rap never improves Eurovision songs, and I do stand by that, but I will say, you know, I've had people commenting on that review saying, no, shut up, bullshit, Jala is the best rapper. I'm not questioning Jala's ability to rap, because as Eurovision songs that contain rap go, this is one of the best Eurovision rap segments I've ever heard. I still think that it seems a little bit out of place, a little bit incongruous. I think more people would be more inclined to vote for it if it weren't there, but it works. It works really well in context. And so I can see why Jala is considered one of the best artists of his genre in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Clearly, he's bringing his all to the group performance, and, well, as are the others as well. So I'm not going to hate on this song for containing a rap section because, as I'm saying, the rap section is executed really, really well. And the overall instrumentation of the song, I think, sounds adequately impressive, and I have every faith that they're going to absolutely slay it on the night and bring Bosnia back into the final to pick up where they left off in 2012 with their perfect qualification record. So, yeah, this is actually a good song, and I like it. In 15th place, Freddie, Pioneer, Hungary. This was my 8th place. It was higher still. I think it was my first when it was chosen, and it's just kind of dropped off the radar for me. I do like it. And it is impressive, and it does have that anthemic sound. It is going to be really impressive in Stockholm on the night. This feels like it's kind of going the same way Greece did last year, in that I thought it was a really good potential, maybe not potential winner, but potential could do really well when it was chosen, and then the hype train for it just kind of petered out. It is still a good song. I do really like it. I love what the lyrics are about, even if the lyrics themselves are a bit strange. You know, when there are no more products to sell, everyone will cast their own spell. So there are some weird bits of lyric in there, but there's also some really clever stuff in there as well. Stuff like, they don't know how to value uniqueness, so they turn either the other way or their heads away. One of the two. It's got good lyrics, it's got a good message, and it's got a charismatic performer with a really well thought through performance. It's got the icon of what looks like a taiko drum. So, it's got an icon, it's got a unique sound to it, and Freddie's got the perfect voice for this song. The only thing is, for me, it kind of dropped off the radar, and I'm not entirely sure why. But it is still a good song. It is still my 15th place. In 14th place, now I think this is a record low for me, but that's not a comment on this year's song being bad. It's just a comment on all of this year's songs being so high quality that it's impossible to put them in a definite, solid, permanent order. But Joe and Jake, you're not alone for the United Kingdom. I think I've always placed the United Kingdom in my top 10, certainly for my YouTube top whatevers. And the only reason I haven't done that this year is because there are so many really brilliant songs this year that it holds up against them, but it doesn't outrank the others. But there are a load of good songs. So in another year, this could be in my top 10. It's just this year it's my 14th place, because it is a fun song. I think it's an accurate representation of the British music industry at the moment, certainly of the scene that Joe and Jake represent. I think it's only a step in the right direction for the UK, as the last couple of years have been. Molly had the right song in 2014, and Electro Velvet had the right personality, the right attitude in 2015. 2016, we've got the right approach to selecting a song, and we've got a couple of artists who understand the importance and the significance and the honour that is representing your country at Eurovision. So, as artists, I respect them, and I really like their song. It's upbeat, it's positive, and again, it's got a nice message to it. Admittedly, the song itself, again, does kind of fall off the radar compared to what it's up against, but it's still one of the most solid contemporary efforts the UK's put forward. Certainly of the 21st century, perhaps even, well, I would say perhaps even ever, but I can't really comment on the 20th century contest, so I'm proud of us for selecting this song, to be honest. In 13th place, and this is where the list gets really, really, really close and impossible to call, Just's Heartbeat for Latvia. Certainly the top 3 of this chunk list, so 11th, 12th, and 13th, could realistically be in any order, but I'm putting Latvia 13th because I can't really say why. I'm not going to say that I'm going to fault this song for this reason, but I think one thing that detracts from its power for me personally just is it has that whoop noise every now and then in the song, and I like that. But then, in the section of chorus that they've been using for the recaps so far, it's not there. But to me, that's the iconic Just's Heartbeat sound. Why is it not in the chorus? And so, I feel like either they should shift where they're focusing on for the recap, or add that whop noise into that part of the chorus. It's too late for them to change the song. I mean, it's not, but I mean, they're not likely to, is what I mean. So I do really like the song. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's really unique and impressive, and this could have been how I rated Love Injected last year were it not for that beat breakdown that I can't get into. So I like this song, and this just goes to prove I like Aminata's style when she can pick a consistent tempo to run with. So, again, good choice, Latvia, especially considering I heard what came second in the national final, which I think would have won were there not an international vote, and this was definitely the right choice compared to that, because this, people can get behind. Catalepsia, I don't think people would have got behind on the Eurovision stage. Like, I don't think it would have received anywhere near as much support. So, it's modern, it's unique, it's fresh, it's good. Congratulations, Latvia. In 12th place. And the closer we get to the top 10, the more agonizing it is for me to rule countries out of my top 10. But in 12th place, Amir, J'ai cherché for France. And I stand by everything I've said so far. France haven't done anything wrong this year. This is their most modern, their most contemporary, their most real-world sounding song, because it is a song from the real world, as opposed to from the Eurovision world, because it's a song from the radio that they've then cut down to Eurovision length and sent to Eurovision. As I said at some point, it's kind of like what Poland did in 2014, where they took a song that was already successful and then cut it down to Eurovision length, made it meet Eurovision specifications, then sent it, and got a good result as a consequence. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, the French song is all booby and sex and stuff. Like, no, I'm not saying that at all. It's just, it's the same approach. A successful song made to fit Eurovision, sent to Eurovision, and will most likely get a good result for it. I'm really proud of France because, well, for one, I have a little bit of French heritage myself, so again, I could be slightly narcissistic and say, oh yes, this is kind of my country, only a little bit, but still, in all seriousness, it's a great song, and I'm happy that France are taking it this seriously, because France have taken it decently seriously in the past couple of years, and they've not really had great results to show for it. And I think this year will buck that trend, and hopefully this will mean that France will take this kind of approach in later years as well, sending songs that really, really fit the bill, that sound modern, that sound really well suited to the Eurovision stage without compromising on sounding like a song that people would actually go into a music shop and buy, or go into iTunes or Spotify, whatever, and download, you know? I think it's an excellent choice for France, and hopefully the start of a new era for them. And you can tell they've got a new head of delegation, so yeah, excellent choice. Rounding out the chunk of the top 43 that precedes my top 10, in 11th place, Yuri Portsman and Play for Estonia. I like this song a lot. I like his voice, I like his character, there's so much about him that I like, and there is kind of a story behind the song that I can appreciate. How, in some interview, Yuri said that I think his voice broke at a fairly young age, and he wanted to be able to hit high notes and be impressive, but then when he came into his own and decided, no, I'll sing in my own voice, my own register, I'll sing these lower notes, that's when he started to find himself. This song demonstrates what he can do with his voice, and it works. I love the atmosphere of it, I love the lyrics of it, I love the story of it, because the story itself is, I'm in love with you, but you're not sure yet. Okay, let's try love and see where it ends up. Let's see how you feel. Let's take it at your pace because I don't want to rush you. Rather than, I love you, you're not sure. Okay, then let's be in love and then you can decide later if you don't want it. Like, it's a really healthy approach to a love song, and I can totally respect that. Plus, it's got tubular bells in it, and as I've said, I'm always a slut for tubular bells because they are beautiful. Yeah, this song has bucket loads of atmosphere, it's got a really great and relatively unique voice to back it up, and I do still worry that it might get left behind in the semi-finals, which is a damn shame because it's my 11th place. I really, really like this song. Yeah, it's catchy, it's nice, it's atmospheric. There's not much I can say without repeating myself, but I do really, really like this song. So, again, good call, Estonia. Hopefully you'll qualify, but nothing's carved in stone. So there you go, that's my 21st up to 11th place for this year's Eurovision Top 43. Words and words and words. So just to briefly recap, that's Malta, Austria, Slovenia, Russia, Israel, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Hungary, the United Kingdom, Latvia, France, and Estonia. And as I've said, I love all the songs this year, and it's really difficult to put them in any kind of order. This is just me putting them in order of preference on the condition that I can't say, oh, I like them all. If I had to put them in an order, this is the order I'll come up with, but even then, it's probably subject to change as time goes on. But for the moment, that's how it stands, and I really look forward to delving into my top 10 next week, because it's gonna get intense, I can promise you that much. But until then, I will say I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and I hope you'll join me next week to see who my winner is. Because I'm that narcissistic apparently, but yes, if you want to share your top 43s with me in the comments, then go right ahead, and I will see you when I see you.